So today we're going to talk about how to find angles formed by two chords. So let's take a look at the diagram here. If you take a look, how many chords do we have in this diagram? So we have GF, there's one. We have HE, there's another one. And we have another one, which is DF. So we have technically three chords. Now the two chords that actually form an angle is the DE and the GF. Those are the two that are formed. The angles are formed by the two chords. So we're going to focus on those two. So it says what angle is congruent to angle GHE? So GHE is right here. So which angle is that congruent to? This angle that's across from it, right? DHF. So D, you can write that over here. Angle DHF is congruent. Why are they congruent? Well, they are vertical angles. Now part 2 says, find the two arcs that angle GHE and the answer to part A, which was angle DHF. And what are the arcs? Intercepted arcs. So the intercepted arcs are the DF and the GE. Those are the intercepted arcs of those two angles. So those are the two intercepted arcs. So let's write it here. So arc DF and arc GE. So those are two intercepted arcs. So why can we state that the measure of angle GHE is equal to measure of angle D and G? All right, so let's erase all this and let's take a look at where that angles are. So angle D and angle G. So let's see. So where's angle D? Angle D is right here. Oh, so what kind of angle is that? And angle G, let's use a different color. So angle G is over here. So it's saying that if you add these two, it's gonna equal this one right here. Now, how is that possible? Well, if we look at this is a triangle. And these two angles are inside and this is the outside. So we can say that sum of these two is equal to this angle outside by exterior angle theorem. So we can write exterior. We did that a few lessons ago. Angle theorem. Right? So in knowing those are inscribed angles, state the equation for each. So measure of angle D. So how do we find the measure of angle D? Well, this angle D is an inscribed angle, and to figure out measure angle D, we could actually find what? 1/2 of arc GE, right? It's half of the intercepted arc, and angle G will be the same. It will be half of the intercepted arc, which is arc DF. All right, great. So we found the intercepted arc. So use the equation along with your result from part D to write an equation for angle GHE. All right, so let's take a look at GHE. So we're just going to plug in these formulas back into part B. So we know that, part C. So angle GHE is going to be, and they both have 1/2. So angle D, angle G, so they both have, so let's factor out that 1/2. So that's going to be arc GE plus arc DF. So what does that mean? Well, we can add up the two intercepted arcs and then divide by 2. So if we add this arc plus this arc, and then if we divide that by 2, then we get this angle. So thinking about your equation, what equation would represent angle FHE? So let's look at FHE, FHE. So that angle is right over here. So how will we find this angle, right? Those are the other two angles. So we will find this intercepted arc and this intercepted arc, and then add them and take the average of those. So arc DG. So we can find that by finding, so if we do angle FHE is going to equal 1/2 of arc D, what was the arc? DG and FE. DG plus arc FE. And that will be our formula.